All right, we are live.
Alrighty.
Yeah, sorry. I had my my run took longer than I thought this morning. So
Yeah, you run tomorrow, you said?
no, my run today took longer than I thought.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah. So how's everyone doing? Ready for the computers to take over all of the world?
Is there news about something that I missed?
Yeah, they're like, did you have a chance to play with it, Manny, yet? That Chat GTP?
No, that's fine
This
too.
let me just show you something. This is worth, just watch this. Let me share my screen real quick.
Yeah.
This is some crazy fucking shit. All right. So, you can see my screen.
Yes.
Make a poem about a bird who is in love with a watermelon. It's just right now. This is a pretty long poem. Okay. Make the bird be more angry in the poem. But I mean, this is kind of just funny stuff, right? But
The next thing I want you to say is close sales calls for Josh.
well, watch this. Watch this. So, okay. I mean, let's do something like this. Draw up a legal contract for selling 5% stake in a LLC that is filed as an S corp. We'll just say that. Okay.
Damn.
And then, but it gets crazier than this. I mean, I could tell it to modify this contract in any way, right? To say, whatever, to make a holdout for the buyer, or, a performance, whatever you wanted to do. But this thing finishes. But here's where the shit gets real crazy. Man, this is a long contract.
Will it give you answers to like questions too? Or is it
Oh
just
yeah, anything you want. Anything you want.
What is the pinnacle of man? Ask him.
It actually probably has information on that because it has a pretty large database. I'll do it in capitals so it knows.
I doubt.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Watch this. Okay, write a JavaScript program that generates a random shape that has anywhere from 5 to 26 sides and draw it on the screen. So basically all of
Where
us
are you going to
fucked.
execute it? Go ahead, execute it.
Okay, hold on. I'll execute it. I mean, I can literally just execute it right in the browser here, but I can also, let's see. Okay, so
Copy code over there, yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, copy code. Okay, so here, let's just do this. Inspect. We'll go to console here. Just input it here. Oh wait, hold on. Where is this at? Here.
Just look for Java execution. JavaScript.
Let me see. Actually, here. Let's just. Oh yeah, let's do that. Java. Run. Which one was the one I was using? I guess this. Oh yeah, okay. So let's do that. Hold on. Or maybe this. Okay. I mean, the easiest thing to do would have been just to ask the AI for the best way to execute it, but
Ask it,
okay.
how
So
do I
actually,
execute a JavaScript?
okay, let's find out. That was what I was doing. But let's give it this error. So watch this. So oh, it's actually telling me how to save it into Shape.js and then include it in an HTML page. So that would work too. But let's try this. Paper.js library. Oh. Okay. So we should be able to do like paper. Okay. Now it should work, I guess. Why not work? How do I rerun this? Oops. I don't know how to rerun the code.
Open the browser.
That's not run, right? Oh, it's still showing the path is not defined, unless that's just. I mean, I could just do this, I guess, and just make an HTML file with it, but it should. Oh, how about if I just ask it on, what is this called? Playcode.io. It might not know this. Oh, actually, it does know it, I guess. Add file button, create new file. Wow. Okay. I guess that works. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure about why that one. Because I think that is the one. Oh, wait. Oh, dependencies. Yeah, it's got dependencies paper. So I'm not sure why that still is showing it's not defined. Unless there's, oh, you might have to do like an import statement. Oh, because it's a. Um, oh, there you go. That's probably what we're missing. Now it's running it. Maybe. That's weird. I don't know why it froze, but anyway, that's like, well, I mean, you guys get the idea. It's insane. Like you can, I mean, and you could take the thing and be like, make it, you know, so the shapes are different, are random colors. Oops.
What does it say the meaning of life is?
Let's find out. Well, let me try this real quick.
Yeah.
With that.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason it's not executing that code. Maybe it can't display there. But oh, it has to do, okay. But yeah, this stuff is crazy. It's gonna change the world rapidly. Like I feel like we've already missed the boat on it too, because like the #1 app in the App Store right now is an app that's made with this AI, with this they're making like several $1 million a day.
What's the name of the app?
What is it? Lensa is one of them that's using this basically.
Lensa? Yeah, that facing. I did that.
Yeah. But that app is making $1 million a day. But yeah, if you look in the
Lensa's making $1 million a day.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck me.
Yeah, and it's that's the #1 free app in the App Store. And I believe the team is 4 people.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, everything changed. I mean, like even like, you know, I mean, you can write any kind of code, right? You can, if you want to do marketing, like let's say, okay, pick a good niche for creating a YouTube channel that could make a lot of money. Personal finance. There you go. Like list some sub niches in personal finance for a YouTube channel. Come up with a content plan with 50 video, let's say 20 video ideas for a YouTube channel on let's see, this one's thinking. But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like lawyers out of a job, programmers out of a job, right? Data analysts out of a job, accountants out of a job, tax, tax. Think about like it just takes the entire tax code and then you tell it to you know, answer any kind of question they have about the tax code.
That's crazy.
And we can use this to like generate marketing ideas. You can put headlines in there and have it rewrite your copy. Oh, it just errored on this. Let's see if it. Okay, here we go. 20 potential video ideas for a YouTube channel. So there you go. Like, it's like you don't even have to do anything. I mean, literally, you don't even have to brainstorm. And these are good ideas. These are not bad. And then, like, let's say
Only
you
four,
take.
four guys created this.
No, this is a big thing. Like I'm like that. Like I think Lensa app and some of those are very small teams that just use the AI API.
Engine that they have.
So watch this. Like, okay, make this YouTube video title more click worthy, we'll say, and it understands all of the lingo. And right now, like they released it, it's gone viral on TikTok. Like everyone's talking about it. It's gone viral. It got 1 million users in 6 days. Fastest growing app ever. But if you think about it, millions of people are using this right now and making it smarter. Like everything I'm doing right now is training this app, this AI. Yeah, like think about how crazy this is. I keep on trying to think of like, this is what, so remember when the web came out and then the app store came out and the iPhone came out, right? And it was like, we missed the boat on all of those things. This is the new boat. Like it's already is starting to sail, but this is like, if you want to become multimillionaire in the next year, it's going to be something involved with this. Like this is the fastest ticket right now, figuring out a way to use this to make money. I mean, you can literally go to Upwork right now. I mean, it's not a good use of this, and you can find a job on Upwork and you can basically put in what the job's asking for and produce the result and in complete Upwork contract. If you had no programming experience, you could go on there and get programming jobs and complete them.
Only problem would be when the JavaScript doesn't execute. And
yeah, but it'll help you troubleshoot it. But yeah. Okay, so here's the possible ways to make YouTube video on how to dispute errors in your credit report more click-worthy. 5 steps is how to fix errors in your credit report and improve your credit. Make some more titles, but use Gen Z lingo and make them clickbait. But I mean, even just this alone is like I think the future is learning how to ask good questions to AI. Like, look at this. This is just fucking crazy. And the beautiful thing about this, as far as copywriting goes, is that it knows your audience better than you do, better than any survey. Like it knows how they speak. It has, billions of data points. So if you ask it to write copy in the voice of something,
how would you write that? Like write copy, okay. Write copy, write an email for your audience today and send that email.
Write a marketing email selling a credit report.
No. Selling exactly what you want to sell.
To selling what? To selling financial freedom?
Yeah. Selling a course on financial freedom.
Freedom to an audience.
Programmers.
Programmers.
And write a marketing email.
Huh? Oh, right. Yeah. to programmers. Anything else we want to talk about this audience?
No, you should send that email.
I mean, do we want to make it more specific?
What do you think? If you had to actually send this email out today, what do
Well,
you think?
let's see what it says here.
Really put him on a loop there.
Think about this. High school is broken. College is broken. Like, there's no point of college anymore. Like, every college student right now is cheating, and there's nothing you can do to stop them.
Yeah, can they access this website like on their phone and then like ask questions from the test and like
Yeah, but they can write essays, full reports, whatever grade level you want. No plagiarism. No way to detect the plagiarism.
I mean, they're gonna start saying like you have to handwrite, but even if they handwrite, they can just like get the typed version and then just handwrite it.
Right. So let's see how this email is. Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck, feeling like you have never enough money? That's not bad. I mean, we could tweak it and make it more, make this email written more like, who's your favorite copywriter?
Wow.
Favorite
Russell
copy?
Brunson.
Russell Brunson.
Not that he is a copywriter. I just want to see if I can do that.
I had it like replying to my comments as John Sonmez would reply to them. And they had enough data on me to make comments that like sounded like me, and it knew what the Bulldog mindset was.
Made some changes, huh?
Yeah. How do you spell J. Abrams?
Yeah. J. Abraham.
Abrams,
Abrams.
A-B-R.
R-A-H-A-M.
A-B-R-A-H-A-M.
R-A-H-A-M. Abraham.
But I mean, if you, yeah, let's see how this changes it. But yeah, this is the most insane technology that's ever been invented.
How long ago did it like officially come out?
A couple of days ago, they released it to the public to like for use for free.
It's writing the same thing again.
Oh, maybe it did it like
It's interesting.
free,
Like,
right?
so what happens to the economy, the new economy now, is more along the lines of like these lower level tasks get even like more higher level thinking is involved now in life, is required.
Yeah, yeah. Even like creativity sort of becomes less valuable, which is crazy because art
Being able
music
to
and all
put
these
together concepts, synthesize concepts, is what the real game is. Basically, higher level of abstraction is what
I
this
think
is calling for.
Yeah, it's about asking good questions, right? Because it can produce, it's like this ultimate tool. So here's it rewriting it.
You can ask, yeah, synthesizing that into something that's valuable to the world.
No, right. Watch this. Create a course curriculum for a 12-week program on
Fixing marriage.
Okay.
On saving men's marriages.
Saving men's marriages.
I mean, women's marriage, men's marriage. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It could do it understands everything.
Beginning of Skynet.
it's insane, and it's getting smarter every single day, right? Like
Every
because
time you use it, it's getting.
yeah, millions of people are training this thing right now as we speak.
So like, how does the information you're putting in train it though?
Because it knows how you ask questions, what your follow-ups are, like what, you know, it understands your intent better of what you're asking as you ask clarifying questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this changes
Wild.
the world, right? Like this is like the, you know, like the year, I think in a year from now, the world won't be recognizable to what it is now.
That much, huh?
Yeah, I think all these layoffs for the tech companies, I don't think it's because of the economy. I think it's because of this. And I don't think those jobs are coming back. I mean, I could literally hook this up, right? I mean, if I had the right API to my email and just let it answer all my emails. Here you go, Josh. See how this one, how does this stack up? Looks pretty solid to me, right?
What the fuck? I feel like it's taking my course and putting it on there.
Because it has so many data points across the internet.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like it cut short here, but I mean,
Well, 10 weeks is.
Josh was like, let me just copy this before.
Well, no, dude. I mean, most of that's in my freaking program, minus a couple of them.
I mean, the thing
Wow.
is, like, so, I mean, this does change the way we work, right? Like, because
Mhm.
it is stupid to sit there and try to brainstorm YouTube video ideas. Instead, you go to this tool and you're like, give me some ideas for videos on this topic. And then you drill down into those and say, okay, give me some variations of this idea. Remember Star Trek, where it's like, computer, do this.
Yeah.
That's where we're at now. And as soon as it's become, I mean, you can easily make this voice activated, right? Then that's where we're at, is basically just, you know, I mean, think about like architects, right? They're just going to be speaking like, computer, give me, you know, a building, you know, 500 feet tall scale model, you know, with, you know, whatever shape, design, you know, make the windows bigger, make the windows smaller, right? Try a couple of variations of different kinds of windows, make it Roman Gothic, you know, whatever, scaffolding, you know, like all this kind of stuff. Like they can just instantly, and programmers will be able to do the same thing. They'll be able to speak into it and just be like, all right, you know, write this code. Oh yeah, modify this part of the code, make it do this instead, you know, and that's it. That's how you code, is you're basically just giving commands and shaping it, and then the computer do all the hard work. But yeah,
there's like so many softwares out there that are going to be obsolete now.
Yeah, I spent all day just playing.
I mean, because this is free. Is this free?
Yeah, yeah. You can just register. Just go to
Yeah, there's like so many
like
paid softwares we use for stuff like this, and they're going to be out of business.
Yeah,
like vidIQ, for example, right? Coming out. I mean, it has other parts of it that this doesn't have, but still, like the video titles are the main reason people choose vidIQ.
Yeah, and this can do better than that. But yeah, I spent almost all day yesterday just playing around with this and then thinking about how to use this, because this is like, this is, if you're not, you're either going to be, there's going to be two groups of people who understand this technology, are using this technology, and everyone else who's poor. Like, like if you're like, you have to get on this bandwagon, basically. Like if you think about it, right? Because imagine how much more powerful a person who has access to this is than someone who doesn't. Google's obsolete at this point. Why do you need to Google anything? You just type your question in here, it gives you an answer.
Yeah, because Google, you have to source through the articles,
right,
and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
Because this is pulling from all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's disruptive in every single field, I think. I can't imagine somewhere where it's not disruptive. I mean, we've already seen it in art, right? It can generate art. It can do photography better than editors. It can do video editing, you know. I saw someone that was creating completely generated YouTube videos, right? Because I did this the other day. Yeah, I was like this, like, write me a script for a YouTube video about, actually, let's just take that. Let's do, like how to be, let's say, be more masculine. So you could generate the script, right? And then you can go, and there's tools you can use where you can use AI to create a voice, a realistic human voice for a script to read it. And then there's AI that you can use that you can take a script or a spoken audio, and you can have it generate video that matches the audio, like the concepts, and just puts together images that represent, and video content that represents what you're talking about.
Very general, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive for what you said, you know, because then you can edit it, right?
Yeah.
You can be like, add a story in there, right? Or something like that about.
I tried this the other day too. You can add different scenes, so you could set your, like, the cinematography, and it had some real good ones, suggestions. Yeah. Let's see if that works. But I mean, you know, you can take pieces, like, and if you think about it, like, you could take something, make an outline, and then you could take each part of the outline and have it, you know, create content based on each part of the outline, and then revise that over time, you know. Here we go. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, so, but yeah, the big thing is we've got to figure out what to do with this, like, and how this changes, right? Because it also, I think the one thing I'm going to push is I'm going to use this as marketing too to programmers, and say, you guys are fucked. Like, you need to figure out a way to like become financially free, because you're, like, you think you're making a lot of money right now as a programmer, but if you don't have a side business, if you don't have passive income and investments, you're fucked right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that there's probably a lot of things that we're not seeing how this is going to impact us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. I think we're in trouble too, though, because I think that a lot of the stuff that, I mean, like the marketing is going to get harder, because there's going to be so much noise now, right? Because if everyone's using AI tools to generate marketing emails and titles and everything, then you're competing against all of that.
Yeah, so the other traits have to stand out more, the actual person saying the things.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, like, I'm not gonna, I mean, yeah, this is gonna be disruptive, but like, the guys who come into the program, they're like, Josh, everyone that I was talking to, my competitors, they're all saying the same thing, but just the way you said it.
Yeah.
So that was good to hear. But yeah, you're right though. This is gonna disrupt a lot of things. I like it. I like chaos, man.
Yeah.
I like when things change. It's exciting to me.
But yeah. I don't know what to think about, like, where to go, like, where I'm almost like I should stop doing everything I'm doing and like focus on this and figuring out a way to build stuff off of this before everyone does, right? It's like, because I mean, right now, like, if you think about it too, like, you could just publish a whole bunch of books, right? You could just make a whole bunch of Kindle books and have it generate all of the text for the books, and then even the artwork for the covers.
Brazil lost.
Yeah, I have it popped on the side of my screen right now, Manny.
Crazy, huh?
I like it. That's what I'm talking about. Disruption. Like I like when there's that everyone thinks that something's gonna happen, then something changes. I love that. I love the underdog. I love this is good stuff. I love change, man. This is a good thing. Chaos.
So what changes for either of our businesses? Maybe that's the thing to talk about whatever time we have remaining. Like other than the marketing copy or the content copy, like what changes in the business itself? Yeah, writing marketing may or may not be easier just because it writes very kind of robotic copy, right? Yeah, it writes a good copy, but really, how good is that copy for real? Like, are you really going to use any of that for your email or for your, you might do some research, get some title ideas. But what else does it change in the business that we're in the info product business or the info coaching business? How does it change? How does it affect? What will the future look like now that we have this?
Well, the biggest thing that it changes is how it changes everyone else, right? Is because is what you're selling even important anymore? That's the big question that I started asking myself, is like, okay, can people build businesses now? Like, right? I mean, does that even make sense now? Like at this point, like, investing in real estate makes a lot more sense now because that becomes a hugely more valuable.
What part of business does not make sense? Like what doesn't make sense to you in terms of starting any kind of business right now?
Well, okay,
just because this tool is available.
Let's take a content-based business, right? What is the purpose of a content-based business? What is the value that it provides?
Take a specific business and then we can talk about it, because if all you're talking about is a blog, the blog doesn't really have a business anyways.
No, any kind of content-based business.
Is mine a content-based business?
Not really, right? Yours isn't. Yours is more of a service, right?
Is yours a content-based business?
Yes.
Content. People aren't really buying the content. Yes, they are, but they're buying the coaching. That's why they're paying the big bucks, not the content.
They're buying information.
No, they're buying interaction. Information is cheap. Interaction is expensive. Anyone can go buy a $10 course on Udemy on financial freedom, but they'll still pay $5,000 to John because they want to understand how John did it and how they can do what John did. Anyone can buy a $10 course on saving personal marriage, but they still go to Josh because they want direct feedback.
But what if you can just sit there and ask a computer questions and it can give you all of the... the computer cannot give you specific feedback based on what your current situation is with the perspective that you can. That John only can. I mean, could it give a better perspective than I could?
Well, ask him.
Like, what do you want to ask?
One thing I will say in defense of humans is like the learning models. They always talk about this in onboarding calls with clients that like when we master a skill or a habit, it's like 10% is only if information is only retained through like reading something. Right. Video format is 30%, writing it out is 50%, and then like demonstration and action is like 70%, and then like teaching it to someone else is 90%. So like when someone wants to master a skill, John, like having that human interaction right now is way more important, but this still does disrupt a lot of stuff, but we'll see. Yeah, there's so much opportunity now that I have no idea what's going to happen. It's interesting.
But the question is also, what skill do they need to master? Right? I mean, there's a lot of skills that don't need to be mastered now. That's where I'm going. Is it's like when you look at like, all of the things that we think are important, that just shifted. Right. Just like before, right. Like you can kind of look at this as like when the internet came into play. Right. And more so when we got phones in our pockets. Right. We can Google anything right now. So we can get the answer to anything. So like understanding calculus is not very important in society today, right? Memorizing things, facts is not important anymore, right? But this takes it to the next level. So a whole bunch of things just became not important. Like you don't need to know or have ability yet. Right. So for example, here to give a practical application, programmers, right? Probably one of the biggest parts of programming is understanding the syntax in the language and how to produce your thoughts in code, right? That has no value now. Now there's still value in thinking about the architecture of the code and like how
exactly
things
higher level abstraction is where the value is now. It always has been. It always has been, because what basically we're talking about is not like it is revolution, but not enough. I feel what you're saying, but hear me out on this. 20 years ago, we were writing assembly code,
right,
to get something to execute on task, right? Then C came in and it made things much better. I'm saying programming languages made things better. Then really highly optimized programming languages made it better. Then highly abstracted programming languages made it better. Then Python comes and creates another level of abstraction. Then this AI comes and it creates another level of abstraction. But that only changes one thing. The kind of stuff that happens really fast changes. But people who have to do that level of abstracted thinking still have to do that. Nobody writes assembly code anymore, and maybe not even lower level code because it's already been like written, good libraries are written and it's all done, but people are writing very higher level abstracted stuff. So this will again take us to the next level of abstraction of what has to happen. So abstraction, the level of abstraction is what's changing with this game, and it's happening. I agree with that. But so how quickly can someone take advantage of this level of abstraction, or what is the use of this level of abstraction in any specific business? That's a question that needs to be answered. But the levels of abstraction have always evolved. Like if you think about it, before assembly, there was like the abacus calculator, the calculator and the dot matrix programming systems and all of those things. So it's just gotten better. Like we're getting more and more abstraction layers.
Yeah, I have to prep for this interview. That's okay because I head out. But thanks for showing this, John. Have a good week.
Yeah, have fun losing hours and hours of your life.
Yeah.
But well, here's the thing, though. I think that's different. That changes this a little bit. Is the fact that what is the point of building software, right? Most software we're building, like a software developer writes software in order to do something, usually to automate some kind of manual process. That's the majority of software is what it does, right? The need to even create that software sort of disappears for many use cases, simply because let's say you had some software that managed the accounting for your business, right? Well, all you need is this AI neural network, and you just pump it some data feeds, and then it just has all the data, and then you just ask it a question and say, hey, how much money did we make last month? How much of that money came from book sales? How much of that, any of those things, right? So accounting software, worthless, right? Like this is the accounting software now, right?
Yes and no. I don't really want to go and ask those questions. I just want to see the dashboard. So someone has gonna go and put together a dashboard that's gonna make it a little more sophisticated and based on using libraries from the system.
Or you just ask the computer, you just say, hey, create me a dashboard of all the most relevant pieces of information that I should look at for my business. Okay. Right? Like that's the level of abstraction. I agree with you, level of abstraction, but the level of abstraction is way higher than I think that we even realize.
That is an interesting level of abstraction when it gets there to what you're just saying, like what are the most important pieces of data points that I need to look at, which I think is still a very human thing, because what do you know is important isn't really what computer thinks is important. What you think are important are two different things. Yeah, the software can give you data on all these different angles, but you have to figure out what is truly important amongst those angles.
Yeah, it will. And what's truly important, this is where kind of the things, like I've been thinking about this, it kind of breaks down is like that changes now because what are people trying to do with their life? Like, why are we in business? Why are we making businesses? Why are we trying to make money? What are we trying to accomplish? Right. Most of the reason why we have most of what we're doing is to fuel some kind of business, right? Which which does some kind of service, right? Which may be obsolete now, right? So if you think about like what happens if 75% of businesses collapse because they're not necessary anymore,
Well,
right?
no, but that is just an assumption. Like that's so it's such a broad assumption. How, like when, where, which way, what, how do
Because,
businesses collapse just because open chat is here? Like which, show me the pathway of that happening.
okay, so because it's like think of it as like an ecosystem, like in nature, right? And the food chain, right? And at the bottom of the food chain, you have an extinction event, which causes the higher levels of the food chain to also become extinct, right? So in this case, right? Okay, let's just start at McDonald's. Let's just start at McDonald's, right? There's no need to have anyone working like to take orders. I mean, already there's kiosks, but now at this point, literally someone walks up and they say, "Hey, give me a Big Mac, hold the cheese, add onions to that, and give me large fries with a large Diet Coke."
Sure.
And it can just take the order and knows exactly what to do, right? I mean, heck, I mean, even the cooking part of it. Let's say there's still some cooks. Let's say that part is not
No,
automated
there are
yet.
RoboCooks. I give you that.
Yeah, I
Robo
mean,
cooking is already here.
right.
Robo
So
ordering is already
so
here.
all of
So
those
yeah, people
jobs, right, gone.
people
Like,
go out of business, but new businesses come into being. Yeah, you're right. People's jobs are going. Um,
but then you take it up to the level of like, okay, lawyers.
hmm.
I mean, for the most part, like, I mean, sure, some specific cases and things like that, but most of the legal work is gone, right? Most lawyers are be out of business,
Yeah.
right? Because this thing can write a better contract than a lawyer can, for the most part, right? I mean, there obviously it'll have to be improved over time, but a lawyer can make a mistake. This can't really make a mistake,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it
Really
understands
depends
the
on
contract.
how nuanced the contract is and how much you personally will go into that contract and make it better and better and better, right?
You can even take a legal document like or a section of, let's say that you had a contract. Well, here's a good example. Let me just try this real quick. Let me take a lease that's in legal, or let me take something in legal jargon. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. So well, let's not talk about other businesses. Let's talk about our business, our dimension of business that we're doing, because that's probably more important for us right now to think how we can use this tool for our advantage.
Let me see something real quick. I just want to test this real quick.
What else should we do to improve? Like, what can you and I do today to use this tool to improve our business, to save time, save money, save effort, or even do things differently, or realize that our business is useless?
I just took this and I
And
want,
for me, it keeps telling me too many requests, slow down. I can't even
oh, on the,
get any
on,
requests anymore. Yeah,
I mean, I think the
just shut me
biggest thing
down.
for our
Mm-hmm.
business right now, well, here's the thing. Like there's two ways to look at this. I've been thinking about this for our business, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them is to say, how can I use this as a tool to do what I'm doing? Like everything I've been trying to do right now, I've been thinking, can I use this, right? Before I sit down to do a task, I say, can I use this to make the task easier, right? So that's one way of doing it, right? Everything from if I'm going to do a writing task, think of video idea, write a script, research something, whatever it is. I think of that. Even just replying to an email, you know, so that it can write up most of the stuff. I can just say, write an email replying to this person saying this, and then it can write it. Okay. So one way of applying it to our business is to look at how can we use it to improve our existing things, a process, and make our job easier. The second way to look at this, though, is which I think is more important, because that's the kind of catch up way, is to say, how can we completely revolution? How can we use this to make our business irrelevant? Right. Like in the sense that if you jump on this technology and figure out the right way to use this, you can build something better than your business. Like you can make money very, very quickly.
But we're in a different kind of business. And yes, it would be great. Like you can make money quickly from a lot of different ways. The kind of business we do, we're actually not an info product business, to be honest. You're in a service business right now. I'm in a service business. Full-blown service. Like, yeah, you think you're an info product, but I don't believe you're an info product business. You're a service business, because creating those YouTube content is that YouTube videos that you do, you being on camera, that's a service you're delivering to the world in some way. And more importantly, the coaching that you're doing is service in that. And the coaching is where the real money is made in your business right now.
Right.
And that's a service. So how would you eliminate that? Or how would you change that? Or how does that get eliminated?
I mean, how does that get eliminated? The coaching part
using
of
this tool, like what is the future of coaching now that this tool is available for your kind of coaching or for my kind of like focus box and accountability?
I mean, let's see. Let's let me reset this thread and say, how can I get started in real estate investing? I mean, can a person just go through here and learn everything that they need? I think that it can answer a lot of the questions I could answer.
No, but the problem, here's the thing, man. Like yesterday, I was on a coaching call with one of our clients, and the questions he was asking were the wrong questions.
Yeah, that's true.
And those questions would have just kept him stuck at the level of thinking that he was stuck at. The thing he was trying to create was the wrong thing, right? So he was just asking the things that would never get him to the result that he wanted.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing that we do in coaching most of the times is not answer people's questions, but get them to a place where they can actually ask the right questions and get bigger results.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? So the perspective changes in coaching dramatically, because most of the times people are like coming in with an expectation that, oh, how do I get started in real estate investing? Or how do I just take this business, like grow this business, blah, 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 and how do I sell more of this product? Like the questioning was like, how do I improve my funnels on this, and this? And I'm like, well, that's the wrong question, because you have way too many funnels to make this business grow right now.
Yeah.
Right. So when does that happen? When does that start happening, where this thing is like, well, this is the wrong question, buddy. Ask a different question. Or let me tell you what is the right thing to do given what I know.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like, well, that's why I was saying that like the most valuable skill, almost overnight became asking good questions.
No, but you cannot ask good questions. That's what I'm
learning to ask good questions, right?
But that's what I'm saying. People come to coaching because they're asking the wrong questions.
Right.
Because they could have asked they've probably been asking the same questions to 1,000 other people. The wrong questions have led them to where they are today.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it even like, if this changes things so much that like, that we move from like an information. I think the information, like we went through different, right? There was the agricultural revolution, right? That changed society from hunters and gatherers, right, into stationary. Like it allowed cities to be built. People didn't have to spend 80% of their time hunting and gathering, right? So they could make clothing and buildings and stuff like that, right? And then there was the Industrial Revolution, and so it made it so people didn't have to do like everything wasn't handcrafted, right? It got rid of that, and so big businesses could be created, and people could do a single manual labor job, and it allowed for an actual workforce to be created instead of everyone being an artisan. And then it came the information technology, the information worker revolution, which now paid you to think, to sit at your desk and type things on a computer, and you no longer had to do manual labor in order to make capital, right? So we're at a new revolution here where perhaps I think the information worker is dead, right? The information worker is useless at this point. No one needs an information worker after this, right? That's the revolution that's coming. And so the question is, are there even jobs at all? Like, are there even, right? Do we move to a society where there isn't even a workforce? That's where I think we may be at, which makes everything irrelevant, right? Like helping.
But that's the question we asked.
Building.
That's the question people were asking at the end of the agriculture, or during the agricultural revolution. Like, what more does the world need anymore? We've got food, plenty. Don't need anything anymore.
Yeah, but and again, yeah, every time that but the question is, like, if we are heading towards that kind of situation, then
but we already are today. Most of us don't need any more than what we already have.
Yeah, I guess it's true, but we're still in the information age, right? We still have information workers. That's a majority of the workforce.
Yeah, I mean, that's a title you can give people, but in terms of the society's existence today, most of us have more than we would ever need. Clothes, a place to live, food to eat. It's always, everyone has it, right? 90% of America has it all the time. So that problem, like, people have much higher level problems, not the problem of survival anymore.
Yeah.
So the question then becomes, how will the higher level problems consistently get solved? Like, can OpenAI.chat go and find you a date and get the girl to come to your door?
Maybe. I mean, it can assist in that for sure.
And can, instead of the girl, a robot come in?
Yeah, that's
because you're like, I don't even need to date anymore because AI is doing the dating for me.
Right.
Well, you won't do that. So you still need to date, right? So dating will still be a part of your life. Relationships will still be a part of your life. So that means someone has to still resolve your challenges with relationships. Because when you're having a fight with your girlfriend or wife, you can go to OpenAI.chat and be like, hey, she says this, what should I do now?
Right.
And in real time, she's going to be like, do this. And you're like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And then suddenly she's like, what are you doing? Writing on OpenAI.chat because you don't know how to talk to me? Like, where does this, like, I see what you're saying. Like, will it make everything obsolete? It'll just change the kind of things we do. I don't think people doing work will ever change. Just the abstraction level changes. That's my understanding of this revolution. Yes, we won't do the lower level task, but that's the history of civilization.
It is, but
we never did lower level. Like, we always have been abstracting to a higher level task our whole lives. The kind of work we do today, our parents probably never even thought would be a reality.
Right, for sure. But it's still, I don't know, at some point though, you hit a point where.
No, but that's where I don't agree. I think there's always the next level of evolution where there's the next level of abstraction. There's more and better things to be done. Because humanity like, if you look at someone from 300 years ago, they would be like, dude, whatever you achieved in 1950s, at some point you had to stop. That was amazing. You were flying in planes, you're doing trains, you're doing cars. What more do you want? Why did you guys keep going? Right? Someone 500 years ago would be like, dang, you have food in your fridge? Like, what the hell is that shit? So you and I cannot imagine that future because we don't live in that future.
Right.
But there is a future coming that will require a different set of abstracted jobs to happen. You and I don't know what they are right now.
But then the answer to that then is that we use this technology now to accelerate our businesses and then acquire real estate.
Yeah,
Because
real estate is never going out of business. That's for
right,
sure.
because no matter what happened, like in fact, it becomes more valuable, right? As less and less people are able to use their brain or their, let's say, to use their muscles to make money, right? Making money with muscles, and even with low levels of brain power, starts to become less and
No,
less.
it's actually okay. So let me ask you this: are you putting in less brain power than a knowledge worker 30 years ago?
Am I putting in less brain power than a knowledge worker 30 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's because it's a higher
20
level
years,
of abstraction.
20 years ago? Like
Huh?
20 years ago, you still remember that. Are you
Right.
putting in less brain power into your job today than you were 20 years ago in your work? No, you're almost like even
Yeah.
doing more. You're exercising, like your brain is still working even faster, more.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, those levels of abstraction are already built into your system. So
Right.
you're already
Right.
going to the next level of abstraction. You don't have to worry about food. That was the first level of abstraction that we solved. You don't have
Yeah.
to worry about electricity. That's the next level of abstraction we solved. You don't have to worry about Wi-Fi. You don't have to worry about hooking up your Wi-Fi to your computer and dial-up modem and all that shit. So your brain is free from that construct, and now you can do the next level construct. You don't have to worry about writing assembly code. So your brain is free from that construct. You can think of the next construct.
Yeah.
So there's always the next construct that's coming your way, but you don't know what it is. But we're only doing more higher level work, or more demanding work than we were before.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that is true. That is true. But yeah, but we have to use this to
Yeah. So what can we do to
accelerate.
use this to
Yeah.
make ourselves better?
I mean, the real thing though, like if you think about like the best way to use this is to build some kind of an app before everyone else does that uses this to does something.
But that's like just like we're going off of our train and becoming our own enemies by getting distracted.
Well, I
That's
know,
another
but
level
like
of distraction, like this will
it's a
bring to
quick
us.
path. It's a quick path to cash in on this before. Like I said,
Yeah.
what if we just stop what we're doing and we're like, all right, let's make a book publishing company and let's just publish all these books on different topics from that the AI generates.
The only problem with something like that is because it's like we can go for it because it's a money grab, but it won't work because what you're saying is exactly why this thing will always, like, people will stop buying those books because they're like,
Right.
oh, all of these are just generated from AI. So this
Right.
is not even like
But-
those books will not make you any money because
But
it's
if you're quick,
right, that's what I'm saying. Like a business based on the money grab idea is never a good business.
because eventually people will figure out that you don't even need books at all. You can just ask the AI the question and it has all the information from all the books anyway.
Possibly, yeah. So
Right. So
that's, well, yes and no, because books are proprietary.
it had information from my book.
It probably only has abstracts of whatever you provided. It can't
Watch
go.
this.
It shouldn't be like going and it's basically searching the net on whatever information is available about your book, right? But it's still proprietary. It can't be the whole book. Yeah.
It quoted my book in here. Oh, they changed it. Yesterday when I did this, I just asked what is the Bulldog mindset, and it said in the Complete Software Developer Career Guide, John Sonmez said this, and it gave me a quote directly from the book.
Yeah, but which is possible. I get that part. But if it's proprietary, like it would be stealing, right? Then someone would be suing OpenChat.ai and saying, "What are you guys doing?" If it's copyrighted material, they're gonna be like, "Stop it."
This is it's changed now. They must have modified this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This is happening every minute. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, it has access to all that information.
Yeah.
Whether they admit it or not, it has it.
No, it has access to the information that is available on the World Wide Web, but it shouldn't have access to what's inside of your book on Amazon, because that would be basically
it does.
cheating. No, it can't.
It does.
It has to go and buy that book to do that for you.
I'm sure that it has that information in that book.
It would have to go and buy the book on library on Amazon, and then go read the book to get that, right?
It did. It has all that. It
I don't
quoted,
believe that.
it
That is
quoted
basically
directly from the
illegal.
book.
At that point,
Huh?
no. That stuff could be found online because someone has reported or written it.
Maybe an illegal copy of it was online.
Exactly. So that part is possible, but at some point that all of that will, like, as soon as that starts happening, people will be like up in arms. And
I don't know. I don't know if it. I'm not sure that. I mean, it's safe to assume that every book on the internet is pirated somewhere, and so it's on the internet, and so it's in this database, right?
It is pirated, yes, but for some tool like this to start using it like that, that would be dangerous because they would get sued very quickly.
I don't know. I think that, I mean, like I said yesterday, I asked a question and it did quote from the book, so it did use
I get the
data.
point. Like it quoted from the book. I'm not disputing that point at all.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, this question still remains of how to use it. Like I said, I think the best thing I've come up with so far, like in the business, is generating ideas. Like anything, like I'm just thinking every time I try to sit down to do a task, I first think, can I use this tool? Or can this tool assist me in some way?
What is that task that this tool has been able to help you do? Because I'm trying to create scarcity in my webinar right now, and I looked for elements on scarcity and it didn't really give me good ideas on it. But then I had to open up $100 million offers in Jason Fladley's course to find that data. I've been trying to improve my webinar. I'm trying to understand, like, what will it do for me that other than like giving me some ideas for blogs and email copy.
I mean, theoretically, you could get a transcript of your entire webinar, feed it to the program, and then ask it, what can I do to improve the conversion rate on this webinar?
Yeah.
And it probably has some good ideas.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Now, I don't know how much input it will take in, right? So you might have to, like, obviously the full version of this tool would be able to take the entire input, and then, but with what they've given us, you might not be able to do that. So you might have to break it down. So it's
levels of abstraction that are useful to us at any given time. I don't think we're at that level of abstraction on this tool right now. Maybe it will come in another 3 months, 6 months, or a year down the line, when something like, script copywriting will become way better. I think Jasper is already doing that, right?
Yeah.
Do you use Jasper?
Yeah, I've used it before. I stopped using it, but
why?
I felt like it wasn't super useful.
Dude, this is Jasper on steroids. Like, for copywriting, Jasper is probably better.
This is Jasper on steroids. So
yeah, but for copywriting, that is Jasper, and you're saying you stopped using it. So you got to give me a reason why you think this will change anything when you stop using the tool that was already doing what you're doing here.
Because this is so much better. Because
why? Okay, so you're telling me this can do better copywriting than Jasper can right now?
Probably Jasper's improved. Probably Jasper is using this, right? Well, let's see. Oh, actually, fuck. Let's just ask the question to the.
No, I will have Jasper write a piece of copy and you write a piece of copy here and see what happens.
Oh, and let's try this. What backend AI does Jasper
.ai use?
.ai used? Well, I mean, I guess we can just Google wins, but
I mean, OpenAI is a pretty standardized.
It probably is this, I would guess, right? GTP3 OpenAI API. So this is what this is.
They're using the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not third
Shit, we
degree.
missed the boat on this, man. Like 2 years ago.
No, we
If
didn't
we
miss
would have been
no
writing
boats.
software that used this,
We didn't miss no boats. The problem,
this
okay,
like
here's
this
what
is
I,
you anyone who wrote software that uses this would become a billionaire, right? Like that's we missed the boat on this.
but that's the key. That's the game of entrepreneurship. Will always be boats that will be missing. But the
Yeah.
question then becomes, how many boats do you want to get on before you slip on one of those boats and fall in the ocean uh, as you're jumping from one boat to another? What I'm trying to say is the meta level, meta entrepreneurship. Like we should be making one thing successful rather than worrying about another boat that's coming.
But yeah, okay, what copy? I mean, this I think it's going to come out the same, but
It'll be the same thing. So you already tried it. It didn't work for you.
no, this I mean, I didn't really understand it enough. If I would
Well,
have understood what was going on,
well,
I
Jasper
think
is doing the exact same thing that this thing is doing.
right.
So they're putting Jasper out of business, that's for sure.
Well, I mean that they're making Jasper free here,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Putting it out of
For
business.
now, this isn't going to stay free like this.
But yeah, they'll put Jasper out of business because it's Jasper plus 1,000 other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, okay, take any task that you have, right? Like what tasks do you have today? Like how can you use this? That's what I've been thinking. Like, you know what I mean? What because almost anything you can use this to help you.
I mean, I'm right now going to sign up for Jasper, but do you think it's actually worse than Jasper?
I don't know. We could, like I said, we could try it and see, but I wasn't super impressed with Jasper, but again, I also probably didn't really know how to use Jasper or devote the time because I didn't understand the power of it. But I understand the power of this now,
Hmm.
right? Like I can
So
literally take
could you
some.
use? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what it will do. Because if Jasper, like if this is doing what Jasper is doing, then this Jasper is crap. Like, I don't really know what I would use with that copy. Yeah, you can write some really,
Like that's I mean that's simple, but sure. Okay, but here that just was
because it
easy.
doesn't have
And
any
then
context right now.
right. But if I had the whole email thread, I could, do that.
Do you really want to send that, or would you rather just take care of it? Because that's just like starting another loop that you will never finish.
Yeah, I mean I would just take care of it is what I would do. But I'm
Exactly.
just saying like these are like examples of stuff that you could
Well, that's
do.
where I'm also trying to understand, like, how much of your time will you invest in doing these little things with this tool compared to just like, okay, this, there's some levels of abstraction that will make sense for us, but a lot of these things will just not like, will be like, okay, well, whatever, let this tool do its thing. But like Jasper.ai, right? The copywriting part, like everyone's been talking about Jasper, right? But if that is the copy of Jasper, man, that sucks, right? Yeah, it's good copy, but you and I would never send that kind of copy. We would be
I
writing the damn thing all over again.
I think it writes decent copy. Like I mean, like but you got to give it some more specifics,
Okay,
right?
let's do that. Like, I haven't seen it write in copy that you would send out on an email right now.
Okay. Um here. I mean, this is how I think you would do this, right?
Hmm.
I think you would do something like this. Like that, like if I'm gonna do this the smart way, then we're gonna go and do something like this. Okay. What's that? Okay, let's create a new document and let's say, all right, what kind of copy do you want to write?
Email copy, write an email to sell well program.
Okay, yeah, let's try that. Okay. Um,
I'm saying this because I want you to send that email so that we know that that actually is a legit
yeah,
copy and not like you wasting time going back and forth, back and forth.
we can do the subject line separately. It wouldn't make sense to do, but we'll just put this here, subject line. Let's see, we'll fill that. So let's do some bullets. Let's just do the bullets of the email of what it should contain. Something like So this is to sell what, the well program?
Mm, get them on a call to sell
Okay.
to the well program.
All right. So I need some kind of hook or some kind of angle, which again, I can, I could use this to say, what is a good hook for getting someone interested in financial freedom?
If anything, this has got me interested in Jasper again. I'm like, okay, let me just see what this whole hoopla is about Jasper that people are talking about. Let me see if it'll actually do anything that'll save me even 2 hours of my time. So I'm assuming Jasper has built a lot of interface on top of it to make it even better than what this tool is doing.
I don't know.
Right.
I've played around with it a little bit, but I didn't play around with Jasper enough to.
I just got a 5-day free trial and then $29 a month after it. So let's see what it does for us.
Okay, so yeah, so I mean, you could do something like that. Or here, let's just try this. Let's try this. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, Actually, here, let's do this, actually. Okay, so let me take all of this and let me
Mhm.
say, turn this outline into a persuasive email copy. Oops, shit. That's not the outline. Let me do that again. Okay. Turn this outline into persuasive email copy. A strong call to action. Okay. I didn't put the bullets in there, but let's see.
Okay, I got a call, man.
Okay.
But
This is pretty good though so far. I mean, you can use this and then tweak it.
yeah, you can. I agree with that.
And look
Okay, I
at
gotta
the-
run. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
okay.
sorry. I gotta